Hey, top of the morning to our, let's say, grand rising. Um, I ain't did a minute. I have not did a video in a minute, so I'm gonna do one. So let's kick it on off, right? Try to be upbeat because that's how everybody's doing their videos and whatnot. But I'm being outside my box, and everybody is in their own world and going on with are paying attention to everything that's going on and this week in March after we went through daylight savings time. Forgive my room, it's a little messy. Um, but let's talk about your environment, right? What is your environment? What environment are you in? What environment can you take, right? So, if everybody is aware, um, in this week, if everybody's paying attention to social things that are going on and of Jocelyn's cabaret and whatnot. And in my own personal life, once again, how everything kind of goes and correlates to certain things, and it seems like it's playing out in depending on the perspective that you're looking at it from. For me, um, when you're going and you're in therapy and you learn and you're working on yourself, you tend to learn what you can and what you cannot take. What you, well, you learn what you should. It's part of like setting boundaries, what you should and what you should not allow. Doing this first with myself, I would say I personally have just come to the point of once I became a mother, because in my younger years I was a bit wild and I did stuff just to see if I can go and do it and get away with it. Um, Especially when you're dealing around with certain crowds and you don't have to do things, but you just kind of want to see, can you, are you, you on your shit? Can you be about that? As they would say. So, and that's not good. So I don't condone that, especially as a mother. You should not be doing that. But you go along and you do certain things. So even in work environments, you'll be tested. Let it be if you work in customer service or you're working with your coworkers, and let it be certain conversations, or if a person just kind of just has you fucked up and you kind of have to tell them in a nice way, a nice nasty way. But what about those situations where to the people that are close to you, you don't know how to have those hard conversations, or you look up to the person, like in everybody's paying attention to Jocelyn's cabaret and how the young ladies were put in that situation, or how some are saying, that they saw before, how come, they didn't pay attention to, what happened to the prior young ladies, and use that as an example, you know. Maybe that person never thought they would get tried. But me, I was having a conversation with I was getting a lift, and I was having a conversation, and I was telling the lady, like, she's here and she's in the city. She's a hairstylist and she's from somewhere else, but she's in Las Vegas. And she was saying, you know, being an urban, a black hairstylist, I was complimenting on her and her hair. She was saying, she has where she works, her boss seems to notice that she knows a bit more and she's a bit more skilled in the field that they're in. And versus her lifting her up, she wants to be on her neck and wants to belittle or degrade her because of this woman's title. And I'm like, yeah, people have yet to grasp the idea of, even myself included. Oh, well, I've grasped it, but it's hard to find like-minded people. When you're trying to build something and you're trying to establish something, let it be, you need building your business, you need a web designer, a graphics designer, someone to get your product from. This could be far as in whatever it is that you're dealing in, depending on how you take it. Um, you need to have like-minded people to see the vision and not that have an envious mentality, which a lot of people tend to have. Um, Take it into why it is going to therapy. Me being in a situation and not saying that somebody considered my life and my situation being better than theirs, and me not really paying attention to the like what it was that they were going what they were their situation, because we were kids. Um so with you not seeing that, you tend to sometimes are put yourself in situations where as people they call it, you get lined up, you get set up on, you get preyed upon. And being in the city here in Las Vegas, you come across that a lot. So you have to really you really have to learn how to maneuver. So, and having a conversation with the lady, she was like, I totally agree. A lot of people, they don't see it like that. I was like, you have to remember, for the millennials, we are grown. We grew up with like the Bad Girls Club. Like, if one thing, if you did not see, and with the Jocelyn's Cabaret that everybody's talking about, it's like a hyena thing. Eat or be eaten. You need to know your opponent. The Art of War is a good book to get. Um, Watching people is what I like to do. You observe a lot. You take in a lot just by observing someone. Ever watch a room? I'll give an example. Watch a room, watch women, or watch a woman. Let me give a better one. Walking down the street, say you're waiting and you're standing waiting for something. You spot several men, nothing that a white man, a black man, an Asian man, a Hispanic, different ages, let's say maybe even closer together. There's a woman that's walking by. You see her. You see how she's dressed. Let it be the upper, showing a lot or not. Now, let's do a scale or a survey on what man is going to be attracted to this woman. So you start that is giving an example of people watching and anticipating of what is going to happen. And it's like in it's a show like of when they did a Criminal Minds, where you're profiling and you're able to pinpoint a person's characteristics. And what people have yet to grasp is, as in a society, a lot of us have been conditioned with a lot of things, not just with, especially as far as with black people, us brown people. If you've known your true identity, then you know that black is not a race. It is nothing more than just of a color. In breaking out of those spectrums is really hard to do. So, leading back to the conversation with the young lady, um, we're grown now. It's almost still like a high school mentality. People have friendships not based on them really liking each other, but based on liking mess and drama and hating on each other. She, for her, she says, with those people, you have to, work with them slow, and eventually they go and they come around. But what if they don't want to go and they come around? Or what if they are just completely unaware of their actions? For those that are completely aware of their actions, how do you deal with people like that? What if you're in a workplace and you need to get your money because you have kids that you need to go and take care of? How do you deal with that when you want to, as they stomp a mud hole in somebody's ass? How do you deal with somebody like that? How do you deal with me personally, are living through COVID, and you're living with family members that are going through substance abuses, but they need somewhere to stay. Families breaking up and they need somewhere to stay. And now you have to go and deal with this on top of going and dealing with your own shit. You know? So, what is one's breaking point? What is one's environment that you know this is what I can and cannot take? Is it toxic? That's a word that everybody wants is throwing around. It is truly working on yourself and like knowing if like is this detrimental to oneself? Does this add to me or is this adding stress to me? Even and I'm learning even when it comes to family members and your loved ones or your parents. And me personally, like taking care of my parent or my disabled parent. And because they raised you and you're taking care of a household, they feel like they know best. It's a lot. On top of wanting to help family and them not really, you're realizing, you ever, as you get older and having family, you realize, like, I never really knew this about you, or you were this way. How do you deal with someone like that? How do you go and work in a workplace and you realize this is adding stress to me? Not just stress, it's affecting my health. And keeping it to yourself or talking to your doctor about it and saying, I'm in an environment that I don't know if this is good for me, but I need to stay here because I need this paycheck. But it's affecting your health, like physically, mentally, your health, like your body. But you need this paycheck. And then maybe it's like, well, maybe this is not the best environment for you. You need to maybe go elsewhere. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna do that. But the money's good, and you're gonna like need to do that. But then as things go and they progress, and how life in the universe works, nothing is how you think. And if you think that you've set a plan and in motion, something's gonna just detour that, and you're gonna have to reroute that whole plan. Like as I was listening to another video, and they described it like, say you put something in on a GPS, and you're going there, and there's like they're working on the road, and there's a detour. It's not going to still going keep you going from that point. It's going to reroute you, and starting from the point of the detour spot, and take you there. So you're going to have to find a new path and a new way. So when things go and happen, and it forces you to go into let that place go, because like, okay, it's starting to affect your health, affect your mental, to the point that this environment could cause, people are threatening to want to cause bodily harm. That's where it's probably then enough. Even when it goes to, I think people are now seeing the industry or the celebrity and the limelight, it's not what it makes up to be. I always thought even if you're a celebrity, you can never really go and live your life the way you wanted to because people are always going and wanting to be watching you. So what is the price of fame? More and more I get older, I come to see I just want peace. And I just want to be. So I'm going to close that little video, and I don't know, I think I may title it, What is Your Environment? Grand Rising to you again. Enjoy your St. Patricia's Day or Patty's Day, whatever it is, if you do that sort of thing, or just enjoy the day green. Working on the heart chakra today. Go get me a little workout in, try to bust me out an hour, bust me out a couple of reps. Forgive me and my messy self. I'm working on trying not to be so vain. Enjoy your day. Bye.